In this video, we are looking at two delightful IEMs in two different price ranges for sure. The first one, LetShuoer S08, is priced at $100 and it houses a 13 mm planar driver. We get very good set of accessories, as you guys can see. We get good quality cable, modular plugs, and the set of accessories are decent. No issues with the carry case or anything like that. On the other hand, we have the Fiio FD15. This one is a bit more expensive, priced at $150. You guys can see the difference in build quality. The S08 is made out of aluminum too, but it is not glossy but matte and has a bit more in-ear kind of design, while the Fiio FD15 houses a bigger dynamic driver than the LetShuoer S08. S08 has a 13 mm planar and to our delight, Fiio has put in a 13.8 mm dynamic driver inside the Fiio FD15. With the FD15, we get excellent set of accessories. To be precise, the number of tips are around 15. Okay, we get 15 pair of tips. I think 15 pair of tips with the Fiio FD15, and you guys can see this one looks better than the LetShuoer S08, but this one is heavier too. They have incorporated a lot of tech into the Fiio FD15 and it's totally worth the $150 price range. But in this video, why I'm comparing these two IEMs is because they have very similar kind of signature. If you guys have heard or watched any of my videos, I have already said that this one is not very well extended in both the ends. Same is true for the Fiio FD15. Fiio FD15 too has a bit of rounding nature at both end of the spectrum. Okay, in the sub-bass region too and in the upper treble region too. So that is why I thought it is interesting. It will be interesting if I compare these two IEMs. I will try to keep this short, but let's see what it turns out to be. If we start with the sound quality, somehow the planar based IEM is a bit more robust, a bit more authoritative with the bass. It has a bit more mid bass hump, but these notes have a bit more weight. Okay, so bass extension, as I've already mentioned, is not exactly great, but it has a decent amount of rumble. Mid bass is the driving force with the S08, and it has very good body, very good weight behind the notes, and they are fuller. They are not very slow either, and decay is nicely paced, giving it a musical yet well layered, well defined feeling. So yeah, that is the good thing about the LetShuoer S08. And dynamic abilities are decent too with the S08. No problem with the dynamic abilities at all. If we look into the Fiio, now there are a couple of things that is that have to be kept in mind, is that this one does not have very much weight behind the notes. Okay, this one kind of lacks some weight behind the notes, but has slightly better extension than the S08. But that slight lack of weight kind of feels slightly less satisfying, I'll say. But it has decent, as I said, decent sub bass extension, decent rumble. Mid bass is mid bass has bigger area of impact, but due to the lack of weight behind the notes, it kind of slightly lacks with the punch. It's not very punchy or anything like that. But yeah, if the track has a lot of rumble, this one can be slightly rumbly too. So yeah, it is good. And guess what, I'm using the bassy nozzle here. It's not like I'm not using the bassy nozzle, I'm using the bassy nozzle here. So yeah, even after using the bassy nozzle, it is not exactly a bassy IM. Dynamic abilities though is very good with the Fiio FD15. It has very good dynamic capabilities. It can hit variety of frequencies without being held back or without any lingering decay that kind of slows the notes. So yeah, dynamic abilities are good. Technical abilities is good too, and I like the amount of details it can deliver. So yeah, it is good with the technical part, but the musical, the fun part is not exactly great with the Fiio FD15 at this point of time, because the Fiio FD5 was a lot more bassy. This one is not. Fiio FD3 was very bassy. This one is not. So yeah, this is not exactly a bassy IM, to be precise. Fiio FD15 is not a bassy IM. If you like weight behind your bass notes, then LetShuoer S08 is the better option at this point of time. If we look at the mid range, let me say this for both of these two IMs. If we look at the mid range of LetShuoer S08 and Fiio FD15, what is interesting is both of these have very similar kind of presentation. Okay, the difference comes in the exact nature of the notes. Okay, where the S08 has little bit of tingle. Okay, some instruments have a bit of tingly nature, like cymbals and that kind of stuff. They are sparkly, they have the right amount of tingle and that kind of stuff in the upper mid region. Fiio FD15 can be a lot more tingly, a lot more sparkly, a lot more, I'll say, energetic in the finishing region, but that kind of gives it a more lively and more agile and more engaging factor. S08 is not lacking that, but when I did an AB, I clearly felt that this one kind of feels like we are listening a recording, and this one kind of feels like we are listening something live. Okay, the amount of lively feeling that the Fiio FD15 brings in is just outstanding, fantastic. It kind of feels like a lot more alive. While the S08 is good, no problem with the transparency or anything like that. We get good vocal timbre. There is no issues with anything like that. So timbre and tonality are good. We get decent amount of cohesion. I do not see any issues with cohesion either. So yeah, it is good. Good. I like the clarity of instruments too. But as I said, it is not very transparent or very agile or anything like that. It is kind of feels like it is a bit dampened, but in a good way. Very good cohesion too. But the Fiio FD15 is a lot more agile, and vocals are slightly more fuller, thicker with the S08. FD15 is not exactly very thick, but if you like accuracy, you will love the FD15. It has a bit more definition in the finishing region, as I have already told you guys. It has better clarity, better transparency, better note height, uh, better agility, better speed, and everything. Fiio FD15 is a very good IM if we look into the technicalities, especially in the mid range. Very good technical abilities. But if we start talking about the treble, that is where this IM is slightly lacking. Slightly, because I kind of feel that it is not as well defined as it is with the mid range. Okay, the treble definition, treble uh, resolution is slightly mushy. Okay, it is okay, no problem with the extension or anything like that. Very good extension, but the notes are not that well defined. Okay, they are good, they have good layering, they have good separation, but that exact definition of where the note is not exactly great with the Fiio FD15. It is good otherwise. Okay, it is fairly good otherwise, no issues. And the stage is huge. Stage of the Fiio FD15 is huge and much bigger than the LetShuoer S08. So yeah, this is a very well tuned IM at this price range. Very good mid-range clarity. So opt for the Fiio FD15 if you want a very good clarity in the mid-range. Mid-range clarity and definition and everything is fantastic. It has very good back and foreground separation too. So very well tuned IM for mid-range. If we look at the LetShuoer S08. I was not exactly happy with the S08's triple performance either. I kind of felt like it is still a bit lacking, but when I compared it with the Fiio FD15, I kind of felt that it is not a bad IEM because it has better definition. Okay, better definition up till the mid treble region. It has decent amount of sparkle, not as sparkly as the FD15, but it has very good amount of sparkle and fairly lively. No, it does not feel like it is being nerved or anything like that. So that is a very good thing. And the stage of the S08 is very good too. No problem with the stage. I kind of felt that it is a bit more taller, and treble kind of is very good with the stage. It kind of moves the instruments freely. So very good, very well tuned IM for just $100. If you want a very lively kind of IM, okay, in that case you can definitely opt for Fiio FD15. It's a very lively, agile, transparent sounding IM with decent treble. Okay, I will not say it is bad, but if you want treble, Fiio FD15 might not be the IM for you. Okay, and for a better all-rounder that can do nearly everything without being fatiguing, okay, you should opt for the LetShuoer S08. It's a very well-tuned IM, and the planar driver they have used in this is tuned with very good precision. So this is my comparison of Fiio FD15 and LetShuoer S08. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Enjoy.